السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبد الله ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا فصلوات الله وسلامه عليه. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد. We begin by praising and thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for teaching us who He is and for telling us and reminding us every week, at least once on this Friday during this time, to be aware and conscious of Him and to use that consciousness to propel ourselves forward, to move ourselves forward, to prevent ourselves from transgressing any red lines, from harming any people unjustly, and from even harming our own selves. So we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we ask Him to give us the strength, the knowledge, and the tawfiq to be amongst those who are conscious of Him. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us fulfill the goals and the rights of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Abu Dhar radiallahu anhu is a renowned Sahabi, but he's not famous for being a scholar like Ibn Abbas and Ibn Umar, nor for being a military power right, a soldier of might, such as Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas and Khalid ibn Walid, nor was he known for being a political mastermind, like Abu Bakr and Umar, radiyallahu anhuma. Rather, Abu Dhar was known for his zuhud, his abstaining from worldly pleasures, not because they are haram, because he does not want them to deviate him or cause him to slack in fulfilling his goals of the next life. So instead of spending time relaxing and watching, doing whatever they used to do to relax, rather he would use his time to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Abu Dhar comes from the tribe of Al-Ghifar, right? And they are not a tribe who are sophisticated, who are people of knowledge. In fact, the Quraysh, they would fear them because Al-Ghifar was in the path between Mecca and Asham, Damascus. And Quraysh would send businesses, right, their businessmen, every summer to go to Asham, to Damascus, for business and then come back. Therefore, they needed to have a good relationship with Al-Ghifar, this tribe, because if they didn't, then they would raid them on their way because they were in their path. So Abu Dhar, in the very early years of the Prophet's mission, he heard of the Prophet ﷺ, and he was interested. So he goes down to see who he is and what he's calling to. So he was pleased and he liked what the Prophet ﷺ was calling to. So he believed. The Prophet ﷺ told him, look, go back to your tribe. Right now we are dealing with harsh times. And be quiet about your faith. He said, no, I'm going to announce to the world that I am a Muslim. So he goes to the Kaaba in front of everyone and says, and screams a loud voice, La ilaha illallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Quraysh comes and they beat him. And Abbas comes and said, guys, what are you doing? He's from Al-Ghifar. So they stop, right? They don't want any problems with Al-Ghifar. He does it again, and the same thing. They go and beat him. And Al-Abbas stops them for the same reason. Abu Dhar, radiyallahu anh, would go on to be this person who is an example in piety. But the Prophet ﷺ praised Al-Ghifar, this tribe, with one unique thing. He said that if they are going through a financial crisis, if they are going through a financial depression or recession, what they would do as a tribe, they would unite, put all of their possessions together, all of their food, their wealth together, and they'd split it amongst them, so that no one is left behind. And the Prophet ﷺ said in this regard, I am of one of them, to teach us that in this action, this sharing, this unity is barakah. In that is blessings. In that is the example of the Prophet ﷺ. And when the Prophet ﷺ first migrated to Medina, one of the first systems he implemented is the buddy system, the system of partnership, where he would pair a person from Mecca, a believer from Mecca, with a believer from Medina, so that they can build their relationship and that they can support one another as the Sahaba from Mecca regain and establish themselves once again in Medina, because they left Mecca with nothing. They left their possessions, they left their tribe, they left their wealth, and they went with zero to Medina. So they needed that support. But that support, the system of unity, isn't just a secular system, meaning there is no spirituality behind it. Rather, the system of unity in Islam is built of La ilaha illallah. It is built of our belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves the believer. Anyone who says La ilaha illallah, then they have some love from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the more one is sincere to that cause, the more they implement it, the more they gain Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's love. And therefore, when we look at our brothers and sisters, no matter where they are, we know that we are attached to them. We are united with them. We love them because they love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Allah loves them. It is theological. Our unity, the unity which Islam promotes, is theological. In Islam, no one is left behind. And the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever is sick, it is an obligation for us to go and visit that person. Or at least a group of Muslims to go and visit that individual. In Islam, the Prophet ﷺ teaches us that whoever knows their neighbor is hungry and they go to sleep, then they have not fully understood Islam. They have not fully implemented Iman. In Islam, if anyone is poor, then we gather our efforts and help the individual as the tribe of Al-Ghifar did. So in Islam, no one is left behind. It promotes unity. And in Islam, that unity is beyond just a worldly system, rather it is theological. And today, my dear brothers and sisters, we have a bake sale, and the proceeds are going to go to our brothers and sisters who are called the least or the friendless nation, the most friendless society, our brothers and sisters of Rohingya. We have a bake sale today, and we are going to support them. And after the khutbah, inshallah, which I will conclude a little bit early to give you some more time for those who need to go to work, we're going to go and support them. Because it is an embarrassment, and us Muslims, we don't accept this notion that they are friendless. Rather, they are part of a society, they are part of a religion of 1.6 billion people. And we are going to honor that today because they believe in La ilaha illallah, and so do we. And to revive the spirit of unity, I'd like to share with you briefly two verses in Surah Ali Imran, verses 102 and 103, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, ittaqu allaha haqqa tuqatih, wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. O you who believe, every single person who says La ilaha illallah, they are being spoken to here. Have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and give it due right. Take it seriously. What does that mean? Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu says that what this means is that we obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we don't disobey Him. We remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we don't forget Him. And we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we are not ungrateful. To put it in more modern terms, what this verse is telling us is to be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and put our utmost effort in fulfilling that, in applying it, and not leaving a single dot, a single faction of our iman, of our life, of our community, except that our taqwa reaches them in a beneficial way. This is what this verse is calling, and for this reason the Prophet ﷺ says, whoever sleeps and their neighbor is hungry, then they have not fully comprehended iman. They have not fully implemented iman, because they have not brought light to this beautiful verse, telling us to expend, to put our effort for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to help anyone who needs help, to be there in any event that is beneficial to humanity, that brings about a greater good. It is telling us this world, our goal is above and beyond us. It is not about me as an individual, but rather it is about my goals towards humanity. Islam takes the individual and elevates them so that they are greater than themselves. It takes them and elevates them to a level that everyone else will say, man, look at that individual. I want that individual and my team. And we've all heard stories of this. So have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That requires to learn about Islam. It requires you that when you hear about an event, you are there, and at least you put some effort. You participate in one way or another in that event, because it is part of our iman. It is part of taqwa. It is part of answering the call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fulfill your goals, our goals of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us something interesting. He gives us one piece of information on how to fulfill this goal of piety, of taqwa. He says, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبِلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. This word, isma, what it means linguistically is to hold on to something. That's what it means. But when you hold on to this thing, it actually protects you from others. And that's why in the Quran, this word is used to mean a sort of protection or some sort of barrier or deflection. لَا عَاصِمَ الْيَوْمَ مِنْ أَمْرِ اللَّهِ. There's nothing that can prevent the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today. That's what it means. مَا لَهُ مِنَ اللَّهِ مِنْ عَاصِمٍ. There's nothing that can protect them from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when Allah says, اعتصموا بحبل الله, it means grab on to the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the rope which is La ilaha illallah. Grab on to that. Put the effort to hold it and hold it with strength. Hold it in unity, because when you do that, when you fulfill this verse, what you are doing is protecting yourself and you're protecting every Muslim. In fact, you are protecting humanity. Because Islam teaches us that it's not just about us to help others, even if they're not Muslim. So grab on to the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the rope of La ilaha illallah, the rope of Tawheed. Jami'an, every single one of you. No one is excused from this. Because if you don't hold on with this rope or to this rope, then that individual is a stray sheep, as it's called. And the Prophet ﷺ says, the shaitan, the devil goes after the stray one. The wolf goes after the stray sheep, doesn't go after the herd. So, in order to protect ourselves, in order to make our community stronger, we need to hold on as one, to grasp it with strength and with affirmation and with conviction, so that no Muslim no one can claim that these Muslims have no friends. No one can do that. And today we are going to honor this verse, and each one of us is going to grasp on to this rope, the rope of La ilaha illallah, and we're going to answer the call, the cries of our friends in Rohingya. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds the Sahaba of something. One of His greatest blessings, that وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءَ فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. You were enemies to one another. The people of Medina, the tribes of Medina, the Arab tribes, the pagans, they were enemies of one another. The Aus and Khazraj. Right? They were enemies of one another. They would fight one another. They'd kill one another for senseless reasons. They don't even know why they're fighting. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through their belief in La ilaha illallah, united them. They made enemies friends. And that is the blessing of grasping on to the rope of La ilaha illallah, to the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because now they became part of a movement, part of a religion that's not about themselves. It's not about their interests, it's about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a theological unity. So this is a great blessing. And remember, my brothers and sisters, that we are here in America. We are here enjoying the blessings of democracy, the blessings of freedom, where we are able to go about and learn and get an education. That we came from countries where, subhanAllah, there's not much to offer. We came here and we became doctors. We became engineers. We became politicians. We became businessmen, enjoying the unity of this country. And therefore, we need to honor that. We need to fulfill that and bring our brothers and sisters and let them know that that they have friends here in America, that they have Muslims who think about them. And this isn't the first time we gather for Rohingya, and there are always efforts for them, but we will continue those efforts. And today we are going to bring spirit and light to the verse of Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu ittaqullaha haqqa tuqatih. Give true right to taqwa. And we are going to honor, and we are all going to grasp the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the rope of La ilaha illallah, so that we claim to ourselves and to every Muslim and to every non-Muslim that we care about our brothers and sisters in Rohingya. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا. Who is going to loan Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a nice loan? Now Allah is the king of the universe. He owns everything. He doesn't need a loan. However, He's talking to us in a way that makes us desire. It makes us compassionate. It attracts us. It brings out our emotions. I'm going to answer your call, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our authority, the Quran, our authority, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and his example is calling us to help our brothers and sisters by donating today. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, care about the cries of our brothers and sisters, of the children who have nothing, who are being rejected east and west, north and south. To care about them, because we are loyal to our cause of La ilaha illallah, and therefore we are loyal to our brothers and sisters in Rohingya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to grant them the freedoms they deserve, that every human being deserves. As Umar radiallahu anh says, how can you enslave someone after their mother gave birth to them as a free person? We will not let them be trampled upon. We will give them the liberty, even if it's for a few days. We will let them enjoy that liberty, that freedom that every human being deserves. We care about them. We are loyal to them. Our authority tells us to grasp on and help them out. My dear brothers and sisters, today, not a single person should leave without donating. Whether you take a cookie or not, doesn't matter. It's about helping them. Because as a unit, as one, the barakah is there. It's blessed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Yadullahi fawqa aydihim. That those who made a bay'ah, an allegiance with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they gathered, unified, under the cause of La ilaha illallah, Allah says that He is with them. And therefore the barakah, the blessings are there. So today every one of us is going to go help and alleviate some pains of our brothers and sisters in Rohingya as one unit, and the blessings are there. And to even add to the blessings, OCIF has pledged to double whatever we gather today. So when you donate $1, you're actually getting the reward of 2. Because for every $1 you donate, OCIF is going to match that. So donate today, and whatever you have in your mind, increase that. If you have a child, donate on their behalf, and go home and tell them, today, my dearest child, the khutbah was about being one unit and the blessing of being unified. And today I made sure that you were part of this unity. And I donated on your behalf so that they feel the essence, the beauty, the theological attachment that we have as Muslims towards one another. So my dear brothers and sisters, we are a people who care. We are a people of compassion and mercy, and that is going to appear today through your donations. We have a few announcements. As a reminder, do not park in the private parking lots. It will be towed if the management of that building calls upon the towing company. Make dua for Brother Dalbar Hussein and Sister Rawashan Awa, I'm sorry for Mrs. Brown's names, who both passed away. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive their sins, to overlook any shortcomings, and to grant them paradise, and to grant their families patience. Please visit the bake sale as we were talking about. OCIF's Muslim Single event is coming up this Sunday, April 1st, at Mission Viejo Community Center. Registration is open, please spread the word. My OC's hiking is on Saturday, April 7th at 8 a.m. at the Whiting Ranch Wilderness Park in Foothill Ranch. OCIF's Bazaar is coming up on Saturday, April 28th. The vendors' applications are available in the office. The Friday Quran class is tonight at 5 p.m. My OC's meeting is tonight at 7 p.m. OCIF and Pillars Academy Weekend School is now accepting applications for qualified Quran teachers. Please apply at the office. On April 13th and 14th, Garden Grove will be holding a Marriage Matters for married couples. For those who would like to attend, Allahumma ighfir lil muslimin wal muslimat والمؤمنين والمؤمنات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع قريب مجيب الدعوات يا رب العالمين. اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا، وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا، وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي إليها معادنا، واجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير، واجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر. Dear brothers and sisters, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put the spirit of unity in our hearts, to make La ilaha illallah something worth working for. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to alleviate the pains and the sufferings of all our brothers and sisters wherever they may be, whether it's in Syria or Rohingya or Bangladesh or Kashmir or wherever in Yemen. My dear brothers and sisters, put the effort to help your brothers and sisters. We care about them, and remember their cries, and remember that your donation could help save their life. And you will get the reward. You will go on the day of judgment and find that a mountain of good deeds because you gave $20, $40, $100, and that saved the life of an individual. So you get the reward of saving an individual. Wa aqimus salat.